dropship was from this area. That was over 12 hours ago. When you locate Captain Keyes, radio in, and I'll come pick you up.
Welcome back.
Yeah, that was quite a cliffhanger to leave on. What has been discovered by our purple hologram friend?
Well,
this place.
we're about to find out. Yeah. So, here it is. Drink it up. Anyone, you know, sitting around watching this while you're doing your taxes or something. This is the, last time Bungie had time and money in Halo 1. It's very pretty.
It is. This is very different from a lot of the other things we've seen in the game so far. There's, like, actual atmosphere?
Yeah, we'll get into that, but we've got a lot to unpack first from that cutscene. We kind of didn't get a chance to really talk about it or even say goodbye. So, we put Cortana up into the control room's interface. How that's accomplished is
well,
not really
you know, we read the manual earlier. It says that she can interface with Covenant stuff. Not Forerunner stuff, but whatever.
Sure. Also, I believe that's the first time they are referred to as the Forerunners, yes?
Yes, it absolutely is. We've been saying it for a while, but, you know...
But there's the name drop. Just a quick aside, this lovely little set piece here, this little environmental storytelling. You got your landing markers, you got some ammo scattered around.
It's good. What's interesting is this says 8 gauge mag, well, whatever. These are shotgun shells.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shotgun.
No.
Because we're playing on heroic, which means there's no shotgun right here. On normal and easy, there is.
Curious. So yeah, the
And oh, what are they saying? What are they saying? Well, they're saying that Captain Keyes has been captured.
yes, again.
Again.
So you know that we're already pulling the same pieces of scraps of paper out of the hat. But yeah, Cortana warns us. She calls Halo a fortress world, which is interesting.
Yeah.
She becomes very panicked. Sends us out to go rescue Keyes, who has been captured. Oh no.
And a crashed spirit dropship.
Yeah, the Covenant are apparently having a rough day here as well. So the two factions show up here, looking for a weapons cache, which, hey, ties back into my whole thing. That implies, you know, organized sorties from some sort of centralized operating position that we're never shown. But anyway, the Covenant are here looking for the same weapons cache that was the humans supposedly discovered. And we have been led to believe that there is something quite awful here.
Yeah. Something that perhaps even the Covenant have underestimated.
Which,
and
you know,
I think the thing about it, really to say, is it's pretty good. Good presentation.
No, the atmosphere is amazing.
I do want to ask again, who the hell set up these lights? This is such a weird thing. Like, I don't even want to be, you know, facetious about this. This is just fucking lazy. If you need a light source, you don't. First of all, this level's plenty bright on its own. But like, you had the glowing plants. Use one of those. Don't do this. This is stupid.
Hey, look at this cool thing. You looking?
But there are also some little... I was looking at them earlier, like there's these fireflies, there are moths. This is the first and only time we see anything approaching native wildlife on the Halo, and we hear stuff in the background, like animal hoots and stuff, but it does a lot where no other level did.
It's like they really hit their stride. It's a real shame this is the last time they had time or money. But anyway, they're very atmospheric, very beautiful.
So we see Covenant running away from stuff, unmanned shade turrets.
We see gunfire.
Of course, they're more than happy to turn around and shoot us, which is a little disappointing.
Don't worry. The Covenant not being afraid of like the Spartans when they really ought to be is going to be a running theme. But yeah, we saw some bullets fly at the Covenant as they fled.
Yeah.
But we don't see any humans.
Well, we must be coming up on where some of our humans have, you know, hung out, I guess.
Surely, yeah.
Big,
oh, the
empty,
elevator came up.
misty.
Yeah.
Doing a lot with the limited architecture that we've seen before. Looks good.
The elevator came up on its own. That's interesting.
It is.
Bungie are really working hard in this, so far in this stage, right? Ooh.
Halo, I was on the same plane as him.
Halo's co-op, like, checkpointing, teleporting stuff, it's goofy. It gets a little better, but not really, as the series goes on. So anyway, Bungie have really pulled out all the stops, right?
There were a lot of grunts in here. I wonder what they were doing.
They're really building up atmosphere and dread. They're telling a story with the environment, right? Like, they're killing it at the moment.
Yeah.
I would argue that this initial section, like, there's an elephant in the room. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. This initial section is like a real high watermark for me, right?
It's good.
My memory's not good enough to call attention to it when it happens, but eagle-eyed viewers, if you pay attention to the motion tracker, you see little yellow dots, friendlies, moving around.
Humans,
you catch,
of course.
Yeah, humans. You catch glimpses of them, like on the motion tracker. Oh, okay, yeah, here's another fun little piece of set-piece design. I guess set-piece isn't accurate, but
it's a
odd,
detail. There's
know?
like green shit dripping down, and
yeah,
we haven't seen this color before.
No, what is this stuff? It's like drying and caking on, which is actually, probably technically impressive for the time. Considering, again, released on an Xbox originally, so they're doing
these are
some
just
cool
textures.
stuff with... Yeah, they're decals, but the way they're like changing their hue.
Well, they just
whatever.
disappear.
Yeah. Oh
like,
no, okay.
These
sorry.
are painted on.
Stains,
the thing
the
dropping,
stains are baked in. Yeah.
The things dropping down go away.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Halo doesn't really have a very long decal lifetime.
Well, see, I was tricked, and that's good. That's good design. They tricked me.
Ooh, this man had so much blood inside of him.
Well, he doesn't anymore. But,
what's this? It's like they've barricaded off this room, but nope, they're all dead in there. That's a shame.
Oh look, more of that green stuff.
More green?
What a fun little piece of build-up. Again, we're telling a story with our environment.
Why do they have anti-aircraft turrets set up here?
Yeah, that's a little odd. Oh, there's blood. Oh! Okay, here we go. Here it is. The only time you will ever see, like, the separate ammunition clipper for the Needler.
Because the Needler actually is the only Covenant weapon in Halo 1 of, one of 3 that doesn't use a battery. It does use reloadable ammunition.
But you never find any. You pick up more ammo off of other Needlers. Except here. This is the only time you'll ever see this model. So drink it in.
Alright, so we have like a radio console, I guess?
Yep.
Static.
We've seen those before.
Yeah, we've seen them, but
Yeah,
this
that
one's
one's-
put up here and it's not really doing too well, it seems.
No. You got a blinky light. Someone should really look at that. Call the
Yeah.
super.
Oh, hello. A friend.
Back!
Whoa.
Stay back! You're
Hey.
not turning me into one of those things!
What?
I'll blow your brains out! Get away from me!
That's rude.
Ah! Ah! Don't touch me, you freaks! I won't be like you. I'll die first. Find your own hiding place. The monsters are everywhere. Play dead. That's what I did. Play dead. They took the live ones. Oh God, I can still hear them. Monsters. Ah! 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 Just leave me alone! Sarge, Mendoza, Vicente. Oh God, the things took them away.
So,
They're gone!
think we should
Gone!
call someone about this?
They won't get me! Oh God!
Marine,
Oh, God, don't
I
wanna
need you to
be like-
calm down.
Please, no.
All right, we're gonna contact a psychological specialist. We're gonna get you the help you need, buddy.
So,
All right, you just
3,
whoa.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Reloaded. That's a pretty cool detail.
Yeah, no animation for it, but
No.
you know,
It's still nice, and he does actually do damage.
yeah. And that by the way is I consider that to be a pretty good piece of voice acting, right?
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Interestingly,
that-
it calls into attention something that this level in particular has a problem with, and that's typos in the subtitles.
yeah.
Now, subtitles were not in this game originally. I don't know if the cutscenes originally had them or whatever, but
I don't think they
I
did.
don't remember offhand. When 343 ported this to PC, they added subtitles.
Mhm.
And for the most part, they're pretty good. At the beginning of the level, we had a lot more subtitle than we did have spoken dialogue, which was interesting. And we saw some typos in his speech. Notably, one I noticed going by was that the word still only had one L. Kind of embarrassing. We're gonna see a lot more of those typos coming up, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's. I have a feeling that the more dialogue, the more text than dialogue thing might be that they were working from a script.
Possibly.
But that doesn't excuse the typos. Unless there were typos in the script, I wouldn't put it past Bungie.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it was transcription, because then you wouldn't have had extra dialogue.
No.
But yeah,
So,
anyway, this room, lots of blood, that guy, obviously, bullet holes, weapons, dead bodies scattered everywhere. This place is on fire now.
That Marine
That's-
did a good job.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
Sign him up for the Spartan program.
okay. Notably, we've not had to shoot anything since
No.
coming in here.
Well, we can shoot these glass floor panels.
Oh, we can.
That's a lot of fun.
Well, let's see what happens. Although, what the fuck is the purpose of this? Like, I know it's to hide loading, but... I know it's so you can properly occlude this, so you don't have to see
Yeah.
the rooms. But, like... Imagine having this in your house. Wouldn't this suck? Like, you open
I
your
don't know,
front
the-
door and you have to walk around a giant decorative pillar just to get to your kitchen.
If you had kids or younger siblings, they'd probably love it.
I guess.
Oh, hey, I love this.
Yeah, so, empty room. Some more blood.
Well, this is the
Yeah,
room
this is
we
the
were in
room we were
before.
in, yeah.
Double back. So, hey, light bridge.
Yeah.
Can you hit the button while I'm on it?
Oh, let's try. I can.
That's exactly why you don't make bridges out of light, kids.
Yeah, I didn't mention it the first time we experienced the light bridge back in the second level, but let's say, for instance, this place has an interruption of power, Well, what happens to the bridge? You can't use it. Wouldn't that just suck? Wouldn't that just suck?
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that the Forerunners were experts at building things to last.
I suppose so. And that, I've heard this quote somewhere, I couldn't tell you who said it, but as far as bullshit sci-fi technologies like these, if your default failure state is non-existent, you need to rethink your design. So you
I
saw
can't
it in
wait for Halo 2.
the Covenant areas, right? They had those giant force fields in their hangar. What happens if they have a power interruption? Well, now
okay,
there's nothing keeping the air in.
I've got a better one for you, and now that I realize it, before we head into this cutscene, I want to point it out. I don't know. Throw up a previous clip. You can put like an oldie timey filter on it. The prison cells they were keeping the Marines in on that ship, they had force field doors, right? So you know what happens if the power gets interrupted? The jail cells turn off.
Whoops.
All right, here we go. Some
human blood.
some
dead human. All right, let's let this happen.
Yeah. Groundbreaking cutscene for the time.
Was it?
Well, no, but found footage was rare in like video game context.
Hey, who did that?
What a curious noise. Oh, I'm sure it says nothing.
This is the worst trick-or-treating ever. Although imagine the look on some kid's face. Maybe it's the best trick-or-treating.
I don't know that the Marines' names are on the back of their helmets in-game.
Don't believe we've looked.
Why do we always have to listen to this old stuff, Sarge?
Watch your mouth, son. This stuff is your history. It should remind you, grunts, what we're fighting to protect.
Hey, if the Covenant want to wipe out this particular part of my history, that's fine by me.
Yeah,
better it than us.
you ask them real nice next time you see them dissenting. I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige.
LZ looks clear. I'm bringing us down.
Go, go, go!
So yeah, we get this lovely found footage cutscene.
Have you ever seen the
Stay
movie
close, take it.
Aliens?
I have, yeah. Why do you bring it
Mendoza,
up?
move it up!
Well,
Wait here
because
for
this
the
is
captain
straight
and his
from it,
squad.
even
Get
the
your
blue
ass-
scan lines.
Sir!
Yeah.
Okay, let's move!
Alright, let's
can
pay
see
attention
that.
to these subtitles here, because coming up they're gonna be, Wait, what the hell?
Which is
There we go.
weird, right? I mean, look at it. Something scrambled the insides.
There, plasma scoring?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an accident, you know, friendly fire or something?
What do we have, Sergeant?
That's not how you
Like a
spell that
Covenant
word.
Patrol. Badass elite units. All KIA.
Oh, hey,
Real
Keys.
pretty. Friend
Why
of
do you
yours?
want to ground up?
Nah, we just met.
Right, well, let's get this door open.
I'll try, sir. But it looks like these Covenant worked pretty hard to lock it down.
Just do it, son.
Yes, sir.
Luckily, he has a thing.
Jeez, Jenkins, you can really move.
Jenkins, are you scuttling?
Tactical scurry, sir.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Boy, you always got a bad feeling about something.
Sarge, can you hear me?
What's going
Still
on,
not how you
soldier?
spell that word.
Got contact! Blast them! What? They're not Covenant! They're just tearing through us! What the... Oh, no!
Corporal, do you copy? Over. Mendoza, get your ass back up to second squad's position and find out what the hell is going on.
But-
I don't have time for your lip, soldier. I gave you an order.
Sarge! Listen!
What is that?
Where's that coming from,
Everywhere.
Mendoza?
I don't... There! Mira!
Yeah, that's not what he says.
No.
It's implied, you know, Mendoza.
Let him have it.
He has you know, Mexican or Spanish accent. That's supposed to be their
Sergeant, we're
merda,
surrounded. God damn
like
it, Jenkins.
the Spanish word for shit.
There are too many, Sarge!
But someone thought it was the name Mira, which
Listen, loco!
Get back here, Marine!
What?
That's an order!
which is why it's
Hey,
weird if this is a script issue, because that seems like someone mishearing it, not understanding that he's saying a word in a different language.
Yeah. That's definitely a case against it being taken from a script. So hey, that cutscene, big shock reveal.
Yeah, and oh wow, here's... well, I guess that's where they died. But where are
Yeah.
the bodies?
Guess we need to look around for them.
All these doors look closed. Oh, there's the one we came
That
in
one's-
from. What? Oh. Oh, that door's not closed anymore. What are these things?
Oh no!
They're head crabs.
The
Oh shit.
footballs. They're attacking!
But what happens if I don't shoot them?
Find out.
They do minor damage to your shields.
Although once they get your shields down, they
Yeah.
they really get you. So, say hi to the Flood. Oh, oops! Spoilers. They have a name. So now we get to talk about. Well, I'm going to talk about trends in the video game industry, right?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So, yeah.
So they don't do a lot of damage to your shield, but once they get it down, like Skull said, I did that to illustrate such a fact.
Yeah, they really put the hurt on you. So trends in video games, especially first-person shooters at the time, right? So a lot of people who make video games for a living, they're big nerds, right? They love movies, they love books, they love comics. Oh, hold on. New enemy type.
Oh!
I think we found those bodies, reckon.
Oh no!
So yeah, the Flood are space zombies. And that's what I was getting at. Developers are nerds. They love their movies. You know, they love their pop culture. And, you know, the Dawn of the Dead movies, zombie movies, are certainly popular with a lot of people. It's a genre that people enjoy, you know. And in video games, there's this whole thing. There was this whole thing. It became passé very, well, not very quickly. It outstayed its welcome. But suddenly zombies is a thing you'll see in video games from around this era.
It sure is.
And it persisted for quite a while. It came and went in waves. But suddenly zombies is absolutely a deeply entrenched video game cliche. And the Flood are probably the embodiment of that, right? Like, they're probably the perfect example. You got your cool sci-fi space shooter. Nah, it's zombies now.
But you can tell these are elite zombies.
Yes. So you can
So-
see the head of the elite there, and you can see the little like tendrils sticking up out of those football things we were shooting at. So
Yeah.
the implication being it burrows in, takes control.
Pretty creepy, and you know, honestly interesting for them to introduce a melee-centric enemy faction after so long of projectile weapons. So it
Yeah.
creates an interesting interplay of you know, keeping keeping the enemies away from you.
Also notable, the Flood are for their they come apart when you shoot them. They jib. They you know, their arms come off, which, you know, we've talked about M rating versus T rating. It's not particularly shocking,
Oh,
but
no,
it's
that's
certainly
a lot of them down there.
yeah.
Throw a grenade for
Oh,
fun.
look. Yeah, they're attacking the Covenant. So, you know, they're zombies. They're indiscriminate attackers. They'll attack anyone they want, whenever they want. We go back this way.
See,
we leave the way we came.
they're using different colored lights, and like it's flashing to get our attention. There's no arrows here. They don't need arrows for this.
That's signposting, kids. Ah, lovely, lovely co-op teleporting. So hey, we're back in this room, and now we get an idea of what that green goop was. It was flood goop.
Blood.
Flood blood. So you know what? I'd say this initial section, it's pretty good. You get zombies thrown on you, and like at the time, the cliche wasn't so eye-rolling. You know,
Yeah, it was 2001. This was, and especially because there is something cool about this. The manual does not mention the Flood. It'll give you pretty decent intel on the Covenant and their weapons and their vehicles. No mention of the Flood. There's not even like a, and there might be something else lurking in the swamps of... No, there's... This is a surprise in every sense of the word, and that's good presentation.
And honestly,
now.
that's pretty hard to like sort of get into your mind, being, you know, someone in the here and now. Halo is, you know, the Flood are a part of Halo. They're a well-known part of Halo, right? And they're a notoriously well-known part of Halo for reasons we'll get into as we go forward. But like, this certainly would have been a surprise to someone playing the game for the first time. Doubly so if, as I've stated in previous episodes, this was like the first-person shooter they've ever played, because they bought their Xbox, they bought their Halo. They're like, oh wow, you know, this is something different. The game has changed on me. Oh, I just saw it then. I don't know if you have something to also point out. If you kill a Flood, and then one of these little goo ball fellas touches the dead body, they'll get back up.
Yeah, very sort of scary to have to worry about that.
Yep. It's pretty cool, and you know they're already doing some stuff with this new enemy type, right? They're a melee enemy type, setting them apart. Like we've had the sword boys, but like these guys are coming in mass waves.
Yeah, now it's more than like one special enemy.
And they get back up. You got the little football boys coming in swarms. You've got the dreadful atmosphere that was built up, and I mean that in the literal sense, like it was building dread, instilling it within you. So you know, this is a really cool stage. They've done well. There's this thing.
This is the zappy tube. It zaps stuff.
Yeah. We got to show off our cool, like, you know, moving decal tech, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's real impressive.
So, again, if you're eagle-eyed, if you know what you're looking for, my memory ain't amazing. There is a point where the Flood are yellow on your little motion tracker, and they turn red. So that's a fun little detail.
It is. Oh, okay, good. We found the elevator back up. Whew, that was getting a little scary. Wait. No, that'll be one. No, that's a lot of blood.
Oh dear, what are we getting ourselves into? What have you done?
I want to go back.
Oh, here we go. New enemy type. So yeah, the Flood aren't melee exclusive. They use weapons.
Oh no. Well, you know, them picking up Covenant weaponry is pretty scary. But yeah, it's still a projectile weapon. We can dodge it. We can mitigate its impact on us as the player.
Oh, reckon I have bad news, buddy.
What?
This one's a human, and he was packing an assault rifle.
Oh, but that's a hit scan weapon. We can't dodge that or effectively, you know, not take damage from it.
Oh, well, I suppose it's a good thing that we have a shield that regenerates.
Yeah, I
You
mean, it's
know.
not like there's anything that can kind of just dumpster that shield in one shot.
No, and I mean, there's assault rifles and pistols, but one or two of those won't be so bad, surely.
No.
See,
This guy
look.
has a pistol. I mean, it's... I
Oh,
imagine it's going to be kind of rough,
reckon.
but... What?
reckon that one has a shotgun.
What? Oh, I hear it. I hear that.
Oh
Hey, look.
no.
It's a light bridge. We can go across... Oh, the power
Oh.
failed. Now the bridge doesn't exist anymore. Oh, we have a shotgun.
Yep. I believe this is actually... Is this the first time you get to use the shotgun?
Yeah, like I said, unless you're playing on normal or easy, the shotgun at that crashed Pelican doesn't show up.
So this will be the first time you see it in enemy hands. So if you're playing on heroic or above, you kind of just get whammied by enemies
Yeah.
with shotguns.
I will say I love Halo 1's shotgun. It's very good. Like, just listen to this. That's a good noise. It does good damage. It has a pretty short range, but it's good at what it does.
I mean, it's honestly the range is pretty respectable in this game. You can hurt someone with that thing from a distance if you really need to.
Yeah.
It's a good shotgun. The manual states that it is like 8 gauge Magnum or something like that.
Yeah, well,
which
those ammo boxes said the same thing.
Yeah, which is pretty insane for a shotgun, right? But the Master Chief, he's a superhuman. He could reasonably operate something like that.
Yeah.
Halo obviously cribbing very deliberately from established video game cliches. You got your pump action shotgun, straight out of Doom.
Mm-hmm. I like to
Does
keep it
good
for
damage.
close encounters.
Yeah.
But
I'm pointing. Yeah.
But let's go back, because this is a thing that I feel ruins, well, Halo.
Yeah.
I think the Flood are the worst part of every Halo game. Presentation of this level be damned, because it interrupts the established way the weapons and enemies work together.
But
As I said,
I hear the viewer say, you were just talking about a lack of enemy variety.
I was. The Flood are not a good solution. They cause problems, and those problems are now the enemies use hit scan weapons. All that enemy placement that took such care and effort to show how they got there, of them dropping in, Flood will spawn infinitely from the walls. You have no break from them from now until the end of the game.
Now you see, you're getting a little ahead of us here, because currently they don't do that, I don't believe.
There's
I
still...
believe there is, yeah.
Oh, they're dropping in from the ceiling and whatnot.
They are, but I believe there is a finite amount of flood in each room in this stage. Obviously, it's actually not really smart to stand around and fight them all, but I believe they do eventually stop coming. But hey,
but
don't worry, we're getting to it.
yeah, the issue is present.
Yes.
Them using hit scan weaponry, when we talked about how the shields and the non-regenerating health come together to form something that lets you take certain risks in combat, because you always have the option of dodging the enemy's projectiles from a certain distance. That is out the window.
It's gone.
There is no longer in this game a point where you can come out of an enemy encounter unscathed. You cannot properly mitigate damage anymore. And I'm not talking about just like health damage. You can't safely not take shield damage. You're always going to be at a position where your shield is broken and you are at risk of losing a finite resource. And that's not good.
But wait, it gets better. Of course, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
You know, I'd be remiss to not say this little detail of like the humans and the jackals working together. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
It is.
Good work.
Unfortunately, we've hit the point where we're fighting enemies with hit scan weapons that swarm you. you know, we're kind of running back through the same areas we just crossed, which that's not so bad, but it's a pretty solid indicator of things to come.
It's just this level gets a lot of praise for its presentation, and the first half of it's good, but what it introduces is an absolute 180 on the game's design philosophy up until this point. And it's not good.
Yeah. And the thing of it is that Bungie knew this, right? Like, we'll talk about the more infamous aspects of it once we get to them. But going forward, right, Bungie did eventually start taking measures to try and shake up the combat design of the Flood.
Yeah.
Never to any real success.
No. It always ends up the same problems. Their ability to use weapons to create combat the game was not designed around remains a problem in every game.
And then they try to design stages to sort of skirt around that problem, and those stages end up not being great. Well, again, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Finally,
going back
go
up.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
This is Echo 419. Chief, is that you? I lost your signal when you disappeared inside the structure. What's going on down there? I'm tracking movement all over the place.
Yeah, they're head crabs now.
Great.
Don't worry about it. Oh. Well, I guess they all didn't die. That's good. Hey, this one's
just
floating.
waiting in this room? Yeah.
Cool music.
So, yeah, and we get our little, you know, push forward with the Marines. Ah, yeah, see, look, if you look at the back of their helmets, they don't have names on them.
Oh, the ones that do have helmets.
Yeah, the ones that do have helmets. But yeah, we get to go back out to this atmospheric forest, so it's like, oh, you know, that was a nice little diversion. Maybe the Flood will show up once or twice, but, you know, we got our nice little taste of something different. Of course, there's still Flood out here, but now we got Marines with us to help us, you know, sort of cover more angles. Because we're fighting a swarm enemy, right?
Yeah.
So...
Uh-oh. Well, that was weird.
Yeah, that was, you know, technical difficulties and all that. But yeah,
it's kind of just a mad dash trying to escape now, which is cool.
Yep. There's I would argue that this stage still is doing pretty good, right? Like the Flood with shotguns and assault rifles notwithstanding, that's probably not the best idea they've ever had, but
yeah,
it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, it's not bad. This area's not too bad yet.
The stage has transitioned from...
Oh, what's this? There's a thing in the distance.
What's that thing? Blinking lights? It's some sort of forerunner structure.
Yeah, I'm getting torn apart here.
Yeah. Luckily, we can take cover in that big forerunner thingy.
What are these things? Not fast enough. Okay, what's going on here? Well, we approached the end of this episode, so we'll shut up. But we'll be able to get into the worst parts of this very soon.
I look forward to it.
Greetings. I am the monitor of Installation 04. I am 343 Guilty Spark. Someone has released the Flood. My function is to prevent it from leaving this installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.